Hello BookTube, it's Ben here from the History Fella channel. Today I'm going to do a video on a film review. It's a film that's been out in the cinema just recently, sort of late last year, but now it's been picked up by Netflix as well, so if you have Netflix then please feel free to watch it as well. The film I'm talking about is called The War Below. It's a 12 rated film, and it's about an hour and a half long. Basically the premise of follows some officers in the British Army, and the First World War has broken out, and at the beginning of the film the character played by Sam Hazeldine, William Hawkins, applies to join up, but is declined, or is turned away because the medics can detect a crackling sound on his lungs, so he's turned away, and obviously he's disappointed that he can't join the effort and become one of the lads. The main problem is probably that he's spent so much time underground because he's a miner, and this has affected his health. But then later on in the film, the actor Tom Goodman Hill, I think it is, who plays Hellfire Jack, he's one of the officers, comes up with the idea that what they need to do to break the stalemate in the trench warfare over in France is to try and somehow come up with some new idea that maybe the Germans haven't thought about, and his idea is to recruit a group of miners. He wants them to tunnel their way from the British trenches under no man's land towards the German trenches. His plan is that the men that he recruits, if they can tunnel their way as close as possible, and then when they're close, then they can pack the end of the tunnel with explosives, blow it up, and then hopefully they then kill a number of German soldiers or machinery, and it gets them hopefully that's his thought, is they get further and they break the deadlock in the seemingly never-ending war. So he obviously recruits a number of miners, and Sam Hazeldine, he plays William Hawkins, the lead miner character, and they obviously manage to do the job, and then at the Battle of Messines, they do the serious tunnelling, and of course by that time the Germans have thought of the same idea, so it's kind of a race to who can get to the under no man's land and cause the most damage. And obviously the British miners win, but I mean obviously in reality there were a number of instances when German soldiers did succeed and they were blown up as well, or blowing up British trenches as well. But overall it's an excellent film. I'm not going to reveal the end. I'll leave that for you to watch. But it's really good acting. The scenery, the environment the soldiers are in the trenches is quite realistic. Probably not as grubby, or let's say as the environment wasn't as harsh as maybe what the reality was, but obviously a film can only portray an image so far. But I was pleasantly impressed by the story. The characters, the main actors were really good. They kept you engaged, and they were really good. There were some historical inaccuracies, but I mean that didn't really affect the story too much. The only downside I would say is because the film's only an hour and a half long, it doesn't give much time for the character development, whether it's the officers or the miners. So that would be my downside. And maybe like the trenches were good, but I personally think they could have been a bit more realistic. But I mean, in my opinion, it was a really good film. I really enjoyed the hour and a half I spent watching it, and I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 rating. And I'd certainly recommend it to others to watch. It's not a well publicised part of World War One where they were having to tunnel under the no man's land. So I think if you're an avid fan of war films, you'd enjoy it, and if you're into all the technical details and stuff, you probably might not enjoy it so much, but it's certainly a passable film. So my recommendation would be a 7 out of 10. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I shall be doing some more, and hopefully they'll be released over the next couple of days. So thank you very much for watching. Before I go, if you have seen the film, and you're welcome to drop up below in the comments what your thoughts of the film were, what you thought of it, how it could have been improved, or what you thought was the best part about the films. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.